Ready? Okay guys, so my name is Rafaelle Estrera and I'm running for the position of Webmaster. Technically speaking, Webmaster requires knowledge in website development, and this semester I'm taking a class in that, web scripting and website development, and it's made me familiarize with the website programming languages like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. On top of that, I've been considering alternatives like using a host that UMBC provides, which is free, or using a cheaper host, because the one that we currently are using is pretty costly. In terms of what I would offer up to eBoard, you know, I know that I am agreeing to a lot of implicit responsibilities, but I will try my hardest to fulfill them all, like go to the events, go to EBMs, be there for GBM members, and to think about you guys when I make my decisions, along with the other eBoard members. You know, initially I wasn't also sure if I wanted to run for Webmaster because I knew of like all the time commitment that I would have to give up, but at the end of it, I think that I was really motivated by wanting to serve you guys, and I really want us to be more than just a social group, more than just a party, college, get lit kind of group. So, you know, I want us to mean that when we say FASA is family, that, you know, we mean what we say. So, FASA is family, you know. Thanks for your time. Tyler.
Okay, so not saying that you're not going to get this position or anything, but if you were elected into this position, what's the first order of business that you do?
I would complete this website. Okay, I would have to figure out what host I would actually use this on. So if I was to do it through UMBC, I would ask them how I would do that. I've already figured out like whether if I would use Squarespace, because I've like run a demo. I can't show it right now, but that's probably the cheapest one next to like Wix, which I showed like the eBoard members this semester. And then I would just go ahead and write the code to make it functional. And I think it'd be and I think it'd be cool too if it had functionality, and that if you guys like visited it, you guys could drop your own comments like for a certain class or like troll, but at least you guys would be using the website, you know what I mean? I think that'd be really cool. And maybe like during GBMs we could be like, you know, someone dropped this note, it was for Tyler. You're like so hot. Just kidding, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So there's that. Pablo.
If you want to be a member of the board, you have to be willing to do more than just what your job requires. Beyond your duties as what have you contributed to FASA as a general body member?
So I've talked to EBM. I've stopped by some EBMs. I've seen how they've run, and while it's very hierarchical, and it requires that, to be honest, because it's like it requires a lot of structure, I think that by learning how the process is run, that we can make it more efficient, and I would really like to push that so that our EBMs aren't like that long, and when they don't really need to be. Also, I feel like in terms of what other people have been I know that you asked me specifically how you felt about having a karaoke night within the week of Pistahan Hell Week, and I was like, no. You know, like I think that I would have good input on what we should do, and I think that's where my specialty lies in, is like making sure that like our ideas are really well thought out. I don't really contribute as much in terms of like, here's like a new idea. I like to think things through on pre-existing ideas. So that would be my specialty as an EBM member. Hello, Ben.
How would you work with the other members of eBoard to help set up your website and keep it
So the thing is, being a programmer and then also asking the other EBM members to help would be kind of asking too much, because then I'd be like, write this part of the code for me, and you'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, we aren't programmers. So I would be doing it by myself essentially. If anything, I would just get their photos. That's really it. And I mean, like, I would also be talking to the person in charge of events, and I would be updating, you know, what events are there. Otherwise, I would be doing it by myself.
Good.
Hi, Peter.
So what's the point of having a website then?
Instead of what?
No, just like curious, like why is it important that Foster needs a webmaster or just a website in general?
I think it's just presentability, to be honest. As a student org, it really looks nice on your organization if you have a website, which is a really basic reason. So I kind of want to put more functionality in there, in that, like, I really want it to be a way that everybody can find a way to be involved. Whether that is, like, you know, there's a secret button in the bottom left corner for FOSSA Cash, and that's like 30 points. You know, like, I think that'd be really cool, where people would actually, the website would actually be used for events, and not just as a medium of communication.
Sounds
Yes, Pablo.
What do you think was a weakness of this year's e-board?
Oh, that's a deep question.
You kind of, to piggyback off of that, what if you were on the DB board, how would you prevent it, or if you are elected for next year's E board, how would you try to prevent that?
I think simply, we just needed to communicate better. A lot of the problems would have been solved if in advance we would have communicated, but like some things you really can't see in advance. So I'm very vocal about having good communication. Like, if there is no, like, there should be absolutely no reason why you're not saying why you can't attend a certain thing, unless you know there is like something urgent. But otherwise, I think a lot of the problems would have been handled if they were just properly communicated, and the importance of it too. That may be putting it too simply, but that's my take as also a GBM member and not someone who, you know, went to EBMs. Yes.
Describe an experience you've had in the leadership position.
Oh, this should be fun.
Yeah.
So, for freshmen, you won't know this, but I was a co-director with Pat V for Semi 2 years ago. And I will say that really tested my abilities to work with people, because I didn't realize how at odds we would be at. And like, if anything, that really taught me that, one, I really need to swallow my pride and see the other person's point of view, and that, you know, when you are making art like Semi, it is the person did put their heart into it. So I also had to respect that and not just be like, this isn't efficient, you're not being like efficient at all, and this could be a lot smooth, this could be going more smoothly. But I take pride in the fact that, like, I was a co-director. I brought a lot of efficiency, and I think it was nice to also like have Pat like complement what I couldn't bring, which is like energy. So if anything, that is a weakness that I have as a leader, is like energy-ish. But otherwise, I definitely like to make things more efficient. Yes,
Oh,
Paula.
Last question. What will your other commitments be next year? Will it affect your duties as a board member?
Okay, so there's a truthful answer to this and the one I'm going to tell you guys. And I'm going to be taking 15 credits, and that should not be stressful because these classes are not that demanding. And basically most of my time will go into this. I really won't have anything else